Good morning, everyone. So it's the morning of April 3rd. The sun is just now starting to pop up. It's been a very quiet morning this morning. I haven't hunted since opening morning. Just had some things come up, and then I had to work the past 2 days. So I'm out here this morning for about 2.5 hours before I have to go back in and go back to work. But it got down to about 31 degrees last night. So there's a bit of a chill and a light frost on the ground. And historically, when we have that here, the birds are pretty slow to come out of the roost, considering they usually fly down into the fields, down in the bottom of the valley, in the valley, and it usually stays colder and darker down there longer. So usually they're a little bit later coming out of roost. So let's see if we can get one to respond. They have a tendency to come in silent around here. They don't come in gobbling and strutting away like you see on TV. They usually come in silent. So let's see what we can do. Try to make the most of the couple of hours that I have. So it's 8:30. I've heard a couple of gobbles way off in the distance. I just had a jake come walking along the tree line here. He got to about 15 yards away on the other side of the fence row there in the field. And I was trying to get the camera adjusted to catch him. I wasn't going to shoot him. I just wanted to get him on camera. And I guess he heard the camera click, and because he was on top of me before I even saw him. So anyway, by the time I got the camera turned on and focused, he was already walking back away, just putting lightly. And so sit here a little bit longer, make some calls, shuffle some leaves a little bit, and at about 75 or 80 yards, I have a hen running across the field, directly across in front of me, just as fast as she can go. So I don't know, but she was all by herself. I don't have much longer here this morning. I've got about another 45 minutes or so before I'm going to have to start heading to the house. So hang out here a little bit more. It's starting to get, the sun's really starting to shine down here in the bottom. So hopefully the turkey activity will start to pick up here in the next little bit. Well, I'm going to call it a morning. So, I heard, I think, one gobble all morning, and it was way off 2 pieces of property at least over, maybe 3. I did have that jake come through, and then that hen. But other than that, not a lot of activity this morning. It's still really cold out, even though the sun is up. You can still see the frost in certain areas where it's still burning off. So I don't know, maybe as the morning warms up they'll get more active. I can't, as a crow, I can't stay any longer. I've got to get back and get to work, but I'm going to try to come out again tomorrow morning. It's supposed to be about 10 degrees warmer tomorrow morning, and then on Friday it's supposed to rain most of the day. So I don't know, I may try to get out on Friday and hunt over a field and see if I can catch them out in the field, just trying to feed out there and dry their wings in between the rain showers. So I originally had planned not to hunt Friday, but the more I think about it, I think I may give it a go. So either way, I'm gonna break my stuff down. I've already slightly relocated my Primo's. It's not a true ground blind. I don't know what you call it. I forget the name of it, but I've already relocated that to moved it over about 10 yards to where I can have a little bit better view of things, like where that Jake came in this morning. Had I been where I've relocated it to, I would have seen that Jake long before he popped out there at about 10 or 12 yards from me. So I'm gonna break my stuff down, load it up, and make the trek up the hill here back to get out of here. So have a good day. You're not going to believe this, but so where I was hunting at this morning was down at the bottom of this hill, down on the lower side of this pine and cedar stand. And I came walking out straight up the hill to walk over to my house. And I get to the top up here, and I thought I saw a flash of blue over here on top of this hill, right up here. And sure enough, there's 3 longbeards up here. 2 are strutting. And I don't know what that is. Squirrel, I guess. Anyway, there's 3 longbeards, 2 of them up here strutting, and 4 or 5 hens up here. And I tried to call them from back over here at the base of this tree with no luck. So then I put all my stuff down and tried to put a sneak on them. And I got to within about 45, maybe 50 yards of them. But they were heading toward the property line, and it was through a whole bunch of undergrowth and deadfall. And it just wasn't an ethical shot. You know, could I have possibly gotten lucky and hit it? I mean, distance was fine. I mean, I'm shooting these federal TSS loads. 50 yards, nothing for that, and they pattern amazingly well. So that wouldn't have been an issue. My concern is taking a risky shot through a bunch of undergrowth and deadfall, and the fact that those turkeys were only about, by that time where they were at, they would only been about 20 yards from the property line. And if I had wounded or anything, you know, run the risk of it running across the property line, then I got to deal with going to the neighbor to get permission to go over and recover it or try to kill it. So, oh well. I kind of wanted to hunt up here on top this morning, but after the events that happened on opening morning with the guy hunting and shooting just right across the fence row over there on the other property, I didn't want to risk it and didn't want to take that chance. But oh well, now I'm sitting here kicking myself in the rear end for not being up here, because those turkeys would have been within probably 10 yards of where I was going to set up at had I hunted up here. So oh well. Tomorrow morning is going to be very similar to today. It's going to be a little bit warmer. And then Friday, like I said earlier, is going to rain. So this hilltop up here, considering I've mowed it just 2 weeks ago, this is a prime spot for them to come up here and strut and warm up, because this gets first of the morning sunlight. So I may come back up here tomorrow morning. I don't know. We'll see. Oh well. Have a good day.